Hi everybody, welcome back to Cabin Crafts and Simple Living, and today we're going to do a Christmas craft. And I don't know where fall, I have to hunch down so you can see the table, but I don't know where fall went. I don't know if it was the same for you all, but it just went from October decided to be September, and so we really didn't have a pretty cool fall. So we're almost to Christmas. This is hard to believe. So I love to do fruit decor. Let me get this off of here. So I have made a cute little garland. This is all faux fruit, and you can hear it's got some jingle bells in there. And then I've got some homespun. So this is a pretty quick and easy craft to make. You will need, and I got these at Hobby Lobby. This is a bag of, it says bag of fruit. It's $7.99. Now when I bought mine, I've had it a couple of years, and they would mark these down once in a while, 50% off. Well, then I just got told, well, we're not doing that no more. So they're not marking their faux fruit down anymore, which really stinks. But anyway, there is about, I don't know how many apples is in this bag. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 apples. I wound up with one odd one. So you're going to need your apples. And then I got some faux oranges, faux orange slices off of Amazon. This came on hot glued on a garland, and I just ripped it off because I don't need their garland, and it was like glued this way. It wasn't going through sideways. So what I did was I ordered 2 of those garlands. I think they were like $9.99 each. And I got a bunch of the oranges. I got some jingle bells from Hobby Lobby. Now these you can get for 50% off because all their Christmas is on sale now. I've just got some scrap homespun for the little ties. And I've got a bag of cinnamon sticks. Now when I made my demonstration garland, I was going to put these cinnamon sticks in there, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I made the garland, and then after I made the garland, I found my cinnamon sticks. These were from Hobby Lobby also. It says not intended for food use, so don't put this in your mulled cider this year. This has probably got some kind of a, I don't know, poly finish on it or something where it's not food safe. So don't use this for your recipes. This is just strictly craft cinnamon. And you'll need scissors. I've got my handy dandy drill here. I don't know what, I'm not sure exactly what. It's pretty small, but I drilled my oranges. I just drilled a hole right through the middle of my oranges. It's not hard. If you don't want to do that, have your hubby or somebody else do it. Then I've got some green twine, and I doubled it to make it stronger and threaded it on a big needle. And so all you're going to do is you just want to decide the layout of your garland. Do you want, you know, an apple and orange, a cinnamon stick, whatever. These are styrofoam, so it should be fairly easy to get this big eye needle in there. And these apples came in graduated sizes. It started with little small ones, and then they get kind of bigger. So I saved the bigger ones for the middle. I sorted these out, put my bigger ones in the middle, the smaller ones on each end. And all you're going to do is decide, and I put a knot in the end, and it's got a loop so that we can hang it on a nail later. You just decide what order you want your garland to start in. So I'm starting with a jingle bell on the end, and then I'm going to push this through. Look at that, it just goes right through. And you can mash it down on the table to get the other side, and it just poked right through that apple. And I'm going to do about 3 apples. So for those of you that like to keep decorations from year to year, and you don't, if you have, once the apples get bigger, you might need some pliers just to pull that needle through, because it starts getting shorter So I'm just going to demonstrate part of this. I'm not going to string this whole thing on YouTube because it'll take forever. Or a pair of scissors or whatever you've got to pull that through. I even used my teeth a while ago. So now we've got a jingle bell, some apples, and now I'm just going to string my orange slice. And then I'll start all over. I'll do a jingle bell. Let's see. Might need to start getting into the bigger apples now. This is a bigger apple. I'll save those other 3 little ones for the end. This is about a medium-sized apple. And now you probably will need pliers to pull your needle through. So you just string 3 more apples and do it in whatever pattern you want. It doesn't have to be the one I'm doing here. And I'm not using the cinnamon sticks because I would have to drill holes in those, and I'm not doing that today. But you'll get the gist. So we've got 3 medium apples. Like I said, since this is styrofoam, it just goes right through the middle of that. You know what? Why buy already made Christmas decorations when you could do this with the kids? They'll really think they made something spectacular. Then we'll string an orange. These actually look pretty real. They don't look like the dried oranges. Now, you can, and then we'll do another jingle bell. And then that's the way it goes. And then you'll wind up with, if you do this method, you'll wind up with 1 extra apple left over. And then what I did was, to finish, is I tied homespun by each orange. And this turned out to be like 5 feet long. So would this look cute on your fireplace mantle? If you do want to use dried fruit, you can. You can buy dried apple slices, dried fruit slices, dried bay leaf on Amazon. It's hard to find it in stores. You'd have to order it online or find some potpourri place that maybe will sell you that stuff. But and then all I did was I just cut strips of homespun, and you just make a slit at the top and tear it, and then that gives you your raggedy little edge. If you don't have homespun, don't go out and buy homespun. Just get some red ribbon or something, or whatever you have, yarn, whatever. Do this with the kiddies. They'll think they really made something special. And like I said, if you want to make this with dried fruit, the only reason why I didn't this time, I do decorate with dried fruit sometime, is I didn't want to, if you want to use this from year to year and you want to be able to store it, you don't want to open up your Rubbermaid tote next Christmas full of bugs. And that's a possibility with dried fruit, unless you poly spray it and all that. So anyway, this is just a quick Christmas craft. I hope you guys make these. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And also, keep salty. Be salt and light to people. Don't let people steal your joy. Don't let the downers get you down, the haters get you down. They're not going to get me down. I'm staying. So for those of you that are worried about me, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. The joy of the Lord is my strength, and He can be yours too. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.